Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the Glitched Out Gaming Podcast. That's right, no mini episode this week because we're back with a full episode. Things changed. Anyways, thank you for coming to the show today. We've got a big show planned. We've got the games of June. We've got a bunch of news. We got a topic of the week where we're actually going to talk about Xbox. Maybe in a negative or positive way. We don't know yet. We'll see when we get there. And joining me, of course, he's the one, the only, he'll make you cry like an anime fan on prom night. It's Israel Pacheco.
Well, I don't even know what to say to that right now. That completely threw me off. I knew you were going to use that line somewhere in the podcast this week, but I just didn't know where. I didn't expect it as my intro, but what's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. How about yourself? You had a fun weekend?
Yeah, going really good. I had the local comic convention that they do here yearly in Orlando, MegaCon. Got to meet Kevin Conroy, who's the voice actor for Batman in the animated series and also in the Arkham games. Got to meet David Hayter, who's the voice actor of Solid Snake and Naked Snake in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. At least until Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, I think, would be his last game.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that, they replaced him with Kiefer in Metal Gear Solid 5. But yeah, they were both super humble dudes, super down to earth, really cool that I got to meet them. Especially being a big gamer, those are two iconic voices in gaming. So super happy about that. Had a good time. Recorded a bunch of footage, which I need to go through and edit and all that stuff, which I haven't done yet. But yeah, had a really good weekend.
That's awesome. That's really cool, man. All right.
Yep. And if you hear mowing in the background, it's because my dad's mowing the lawn. So sorry about that if that was getting picked up by the microphone. But
okay,
yeah.
Okay. For a split second there, I thought you said moaning, so I was like, what? But okay, mowing. Gotcha.
Anime fan on prom night. Oh man. Yeah, mowing. Corrections music.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good show.
Yep, and we're gonna kick things off as we kick off everything with what we've been playing. So since we last recorded, which was 2 weeks ago, been playing anything new, is he?
I only got 2 games here. I haven't been playing much at all the last few weeks. First one I got here is Doom on PS4, which I don't believe I talked about 2 weeks ago.
Nope.
The last game I talked about was probably Uncharted 4 when we had that discussion about it. But yeah, Doom is one of the bigger surprises of the year. I really thought this game was going to come out and just completely be mediocre at best, especially with how Bethesda was rolling it out. They focused a lot on the multiplayer. They did that multiplayer beta. Not a lot of people saw anything of the single player, if anything at all, to be honest, because I don't remember people giving their impressions or previews or anything about it. And then they held the game reviews back until after the release of the game. People didn't get their review codes till the game actually released at midnight. So that's usually a bad sign. So I was like, okay, let me hold off. And I held off. I finished Uncharted 4 and I felt like playing the shooter. I started seeing all the positive reception with Doom, and I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. I went to Redbox and I rented it. I played probably a couple hours and I took it back, and then I ended up buying it on PSN because I really enjoyed it. I felt bad that I was playing through the game without paying, because that's how good I think it is. I was like, man, I feel bad that I'm playing this as a rental. I rather let me just buy it. So the team and Bethesda and the new id Software guys, they get their money's worth, because I'm getting my money's worth. And yeah, it's really surprising. I thought it was going to be mediocre, and it's really good. It's still Uncharted, still my game of the year, but this is pretty close to the top. Like, it's
wow.
really surprising. I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably, I'd say, somewhere around 75% through it, like around that. And the combat, like the shooting mechanics are excellent. The game is really pretty, which not a lot of people have talked about. Not like to the level of Uncharted 4, but in terms of its like artistic design, it looks really cool. All the different levels, all the stages in Mars and then in Hell, all the enemy designs. It's really cool. The shooting is spot on. It's super fast paced. Like, it's way quicker than like a Call of Duty. What I really like about it is that you can never be in one spot for too long. It isn't like a game like, say, like Gears of War, that you just pop into cover and take, pop in and pop out of cover and take out enemies that way. Like, in this game, they will swarm you, the enemies. So you got to constantly be moving, constantly be switching your weapons out, because you'll run out of ammo pretty quick. But if you use the mechanic of using the finishing moves, which basically you gotta basically get a enemy like into a groggy state by bringing their health down, and then they'll flash, like there's gonna be like a orange yellow flash, and then that's when you hit the analog sticks and you click on them, and it does some like really violent finishing move, like breaks their head or crushes in their skull or something crazy. And then that'll give you more health and it'll give you more ammo. So it's like really interesting how they balance everything out, because it isn't like Call of Duty that your health just regenerates. It's one of those old school games that you got to pick up med kits, you got to pick up ammunition constantly. But introducing that whole finishing move mechanic, you have to really take out the enemies out that way, so then you could get more ammunition and more health. And then you have, like, I've been using the shotgun, which I freaking love it, and then you get an even better shotgun as the game progresses. You got the chainsaw, which uses gasoline, and the bigger the enemy, the more gas it uses. So if you use it like on like a huge enemy, it'll run out just in one use, but you'll get like super amounts of ammunition that the enemy will drop. So there's like a balance between everything. It's just really interesting how the game is designed. I haven't played a shooter like this in a really long time. Like, it doesn't play like other shooters. It's like you got to be on your game when you're playing this. Like, you can't just play this passively. Like I said, you can't just stay in one spot. You got to move.
It is old school.
Yeah, it is old school to T, and I freaking love it. Like, it's super heavy metal. Like, I love the soundtrack. It just works. The Doom guy, which Jim Sterling did an episode about the character, and I thought it was hilarious, because I completely agree. Like, because the Doom guy is like pretty much self-aware. Like, you'll find like little Easter eggs. Like, you'll find a little Doom guy plushie, and then he'll just like fist bump him, and like one of the villains in the game, like the AI basically that's talking to you as you get through the game, like he'll tell you to do something, and then you completely don't listen. You just like throw the screen in another direction, or you break whatever he tells you not to break. So it's like the Doom guy does not give a crap. Like, he just wants to kill and be all powerful and badass. Like, it just works. Like, this is completely the opposite of Uncharted. Like, coming off of Uncharted 4, which had such a well-written, well-paced story, this is completely different. Like, there is story there, and it is intriguing, and you can get a lot of backstory through different logs and things you find in the world. But it isn't presented like Uncharted. It's like, it knows that you're there to kick ass, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not designed in that way, but I love it for that reason. But yeah, I'm gonna stop gushing about Doom. But if you guys like shooters and you're kind of tired of the same formula with like the campaigns in like Battlefield or Call of Duty, and even Halo has gotten pretty stale, pick up Doom. Like, I love the level design, the mechanics, like everything just makes sense. It just feels fantastic taking out these enemies. Man, now just talking about it, I haven't played it in a while, but it makes me want to go back to it and finish it up. But
sign of a great game.
highly recommended. I haven't tried out any of the multiplayer, to be honest. I'm not a big multiplayer guy. I'm more of the single player shooter guy. that's why I picked this up. But I might give multiplayer a shot once I'm finished with the campaign. But definitely surprise of the year for me. Like, nice. I knew Uncharted 4 was going to be excellent, even though I had some reservations with the, tumultuous development cycle and things that went on. But Doom just came out of nowhere. I was like, yeah, we're back, motherfucker. Like, that's basically what it seems. So, yeah, excellent. Highly recommended.
Nice. Very, very nice. Well, while you've been shooting demons in hell, I've been on the golf course because I've been playing the golf club for quite a bit. Completely opposite kind of tone of game. It went on sale. They had that under $5 sale again pop up there last weekend, I believe. Yes.
Keep doing those sales. It's getting like almost to Steam levels now.
I know, and it's wonderful. So I picked up the golf club for like $5, mostly because my brother was coming in for that weekend, and it's like, yeah, this would be a perfect game to play with him. And it was, too, and I've been pretty much doing a round of golf almost every night now, like trying out the different courses that people have made, and God, it's wonderful. It's just a solid golfing game. It's really fun, though I'm fine. I don't know if it's just me or if it's like this for every course or whatnot, but man, the wind levels, I swear to Christ, almost every game I play, like, it's either 7 miles per hour, 8 miles per hour, up to 14 miles per hour winds. And it's like, holy shit, like, why can't I get a course with, like, under 5 for once? It happened to me last night. I finally played 18 holes of golf where only 1 or 2 holes had, like, 10 plus on the wind. But, yeah, other than that, I'm really enjoying it. It's good. Solid. I haven't tried out the course editor yet, but yeah, it's one of those games which I'm having fun, just like relaxing, listening to a podcast, playing. Before I go into the other big one I got there last night, I threw on Severed, played a little bit more of that. Really great game by Drinkbox. It's basically becoming a game where I'll flick on like every night or two and play through like 10, 20 minutes before I go to bed.
Okay.
Yep.
So, the next game I got here, well, the last game I got here, is Drive Club on PS4. What? For some reason, I wanted to play a racing game. As you can see with these two titles, they're really gameplay focused, not really like story-driven games. So I felt like playing a racing game. I haven't played a racing game in a long time. You could probably count like Mario Kart 8 or something like that, but like arcadey racer, not in a while. I think probably Need for Speed, which was at around the launch of the PS4, Need for Speed Rivals, I think it was called. Yeah. I had bought Drive Club a while ago, and I popped it in just to see the graphics, to be honest, and I really didn't go into like the different tours and things like that and try out different vehicles and stages and stuff like that. So I was on PSN. I looked it up. They had Drive Club plus the season pass for PS Plus members for $20. So I was like, hey, what the hell? Let me pick that up. Downloaded it. Hopped into it. Started doing some of the courses, and I really like it. Like, it's like the perfect balance between like, not super challenging, like there's a challenge there, but it's definitely an arcadey game. One of the first things I did, though, because they had the assists like when you go around turns, and that was like really turning me off, pun intended, where I just went into the menu and shut that off completely so I could do the turns myself and all that, and it could be more challenging because they had the auto assist on. I was like, no, I ain't having this. So once I did that, I started really enjoying the game, and I've done some of the tours so far and trying out some of the different vehicles, and the game's gorgeous. Like, it's been out for 2 years now. I think it came out 2014.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to be 2013 and they delayed it 2014. So 2 years at the end of this year it'll be out, so like a year and a half. And it's still a great looking game. The weather effects, the day-night cycle, the vehicle models, like it all looks fantastic. The soundtrack is like, your typical like techno style soundtrack for like an arcadey game, but it's really well done, and it's really unfortunate like how this game is now compared to like how it was back when they launched it and it was like a complete mess. If we would have got this game that's now available back when it was supposed to originally launch, I think Evolution Studios would still be around. It's unfortunate they got shut down, but some crazy stuff must have happened during development that the game got pushed from a launch title to a year later to still not being ready, to having server issues and all this stuff. The PS Plus version, all that crazy stuff that happened with it. But it's a shame because it's quite a good game. I think what really prompted me to, I know I said like I don't know why I wanted to play a racing game, but I guess now that I think of it, I was watching the reveal, or not reveal trailer, but the latest trailer for Gran Turismo Sport on PS4. And I was like, I want to play a racing game, but I don't want to play Gran Turismo. Like, I don't like the sim games. I've never gotten into the Gran Turismo series. Like, I remember buying like 2 on the original PlayStation and 3 on PS2, but they were more like technical showcases of what the hardware could do.
Yeah.
I never really got into them. So I was like, hey, let me give Drive Club another shot. So I was like, yeah, let me do that. So I'm really enjoying it. If you guys are looking for a fun arcadey racer with a lot of vehicles, a lot of different, locales and locations, and especially if you get the season pass along with it, which has even more courses and all that. Unfortunately, the season pass doesn't include the bikes expansion that they did, because they considered that like a whole separate thing. I might pick that up down the line if I end up really enjoying this game as I progress through it and want to play more. But
cool.
It's a shame. It's just, it makes me shake my head like, man, it's a shame what happened to this game, what happened to the studio. But yeah, if you guys want to play a racing game, check out Drive Club. It's pretty cheap now. Cool.
Good to hear. I played the free version there a while ago, and I thought it was pretty good myself. The last game that I've got on my list, well, aside from like just chipping away at more Dead or Alive Extreme 3, is Downwell, which came out on PlayStation 4 and Vita this past week. And God, I love that game. It is so friggin' good. I started off by playing it on the PS4, downloaded it there because I think it's only like 55 megabytes, something like that. It's a very small game since it's like, from mobile and PC. Really cool, dropping down the well, you got gun boots, you're hitting enemies. It can be fast paced or it can be a bit slower depending on how you want to go down through the levels. I cannot recommend this game enough, though. It is so much fun. It's so good. For those of you watching this on my channel, I put up a Let's Experience, I believe, a while back, so if you don't know what it is, you can probably go check that out. Small plug. But yeah, it's really cool, and I decided to download it later in the night on the Vita, and the special mode that they have on the Vita where you turn the Vita sideways and play it as like you would on a phone is actually pretty neat. I have to say, I enjoyed it. It was different, but yeah, really cool. If you own a Vita, I recommend Downwell. That will be a easy time cruncher there for you if you're on a bus or you're traveling. That would be really, really a good game to play that way. So yeah, highly recommend Downwell. It's cool, and it's only $5 and it nets you both games, the Vita version and the PS4 version.
Yeah, I'm watching footage right now of it. So is it like an endless runner, but like from a different perspective? Like basically you're going down instead of like up or to the right?
Sort of. I mean,
like, does it have like mission structures where like, okay, you get to the end of this level, or it just keeps on going for like high scores?
There's ends of levels.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I know like when I was comparing it to Endless Runner, those I don't like because they have no damn end.
It's more like a roguelike. Think like Binding of Isaac, where you do have ends of levels, and there are boss battles in that too, I believe.
Okay.
So, yeah. For $5, it's worth it. Honestly, it's really cool.
I might check it out, but I haven't been on Vita Island in a while, so maybe I'll take a boat to Vita Island sometime soon. And
take a vacation.
Pick up that and Severed and whatever else is hitting the platform.
Speaking of stuff hitting the platform, segue.
Whoa.
It's time to go into the games of June. And hot diggity damn, we have a list here this time, folks. No longer do we have the summer drought because holy shit, there's a lot of stuff coming out in the month of June.
Especially if you're a fan of Japanese style games.
Yep.
There's a lot of that this upcoming month.
If you're like me, folks, our poor wallets, they're gonna take a pounding this month. Okay. Yeah.
That makes you think of the Jim Sterling skits when he's like just pounding it. He's like
pounding it.
Just
pounding it.
Pounding it.
Oh,
pounding
God.
It.
Alright, so starting off on the 1st of June, we have Shinran Kagura Shinobi Versus for Windows. We have Turn On for Windows, Mac, and Xbox One. We have... that's it for the first, sorry. On the 2nd, we have Brigador coming out for Windows, Mac, and Linux. On the 3rd, we have Assetto Corsia for PS4 and Xbox One. Dangerous Golf for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Daydreamer Awakened Edition for Xbox One. And Hard Reset Redux for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Even though it's not here, I believe Oxenfree as well releases for PlayStation 4 on the 3rd.
Okay.
Moving on to the 6th, we have Hearts of Iron 4 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And Edge of Nowhere for the Oculus Rift. Moving on to the 7th, we have Altair Sophie, the Alchemist of the Mysterious Book for PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4. Guilty Gear XR 3rd, I guess. Yep. Revelator for PS3 and PS4. Mirror's Edge Catalyst for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Buy it this time. Odin Sphere Lift Browser for PS3, PS4, and PlayStation Vita. SteamWorld Heist HD for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. I smell a PlayStation Plus game. On the 9th, we have Crush Your Enemies for Windows and Mac. On the 10th, we have Kirby Planet Robobot for 3DS. And Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Though you combine those two and you get Kirby, The Devil's Daughter, that would be a much more interesting game in my opinion. On the 14th, we have Dead by Daylight for Windows. On the 21st, we have Deadlight Director's Cut for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Grand Kingdom for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. If I'm not mistaken, that's from NIS. Mighty Number 9 gets its release finally on Windows, Mac, Linux, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Wii U. And nobody will care. Pac-Man 256 comes out for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. And Umbrella Corps releases for Windows and PlayStation 4. On the 24th, the best day of June because it's my birthday, we have Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games for the Wii U. Steins Gate Zero for Windows, only in Asia. And Tokyo Mirage Sessions # Fire Emblem for Wii U. Then on the 28th, hot damn, on the 28th, we have 9 games. They are 7 Days to Die, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. God Eater Resurrection for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven for the PlayStation 4. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens for Windows, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, PlayStation Vita, Wii U, and 3DS. Present Architect for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness for the PlayStation 4. Terraria gets its Wii U release. The Techromancer for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. And Zero Time Dilemma for PlayStation Vita and 3DS. And under 2B announced, we have Abduction for Windows and We Happy Few for Windows and Xbox One. Whew! What a month.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of games from Japan coming out. It's gonna kill your wallet.
Yep. Rest in peace. So, what are you looking forward to in the month, Izzy?
The only standout for me is Mirror's Edge. I think it's kind of good that it got pushed out of May into June, especially with Doom and Uncharted and those games. Like you said, buy it this time around. I really enjoyed the first one. I played that on 360. It's been a while. That game came out 2009, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that.
The original, because I think it came out alongside Dead Space. I remember EA really pushing both of those new IP, new franchises.
And I remember it being one of the first PlayStation 3 games to have trophies.
Yeah, and that's when they did the whole rebranding on PlayStation 2009. So, I'm definitely going to be picking that up because I already pre-ordered on PSN. I saw the latest trailer and it got me really excited for it. Just the design of that world, just how it looks. That's one of the biggest takeaways from the original game. It just looks so different to everything else.
Yeah.
And it still looks so different to everything else, just the color palette and all that. But it looks like there's gonna be a lot more story than there was in the original, from what I've seen in the latest trailer. But
cool.
That's got me excited. But that's about it. I am interested in Lego Star Wars, and I haven't played a Lego game this year so far. I passed on Lego Avengers. I'm sure there'll be another Lego game before the year is over. I'll probably get it, but I don't think right away. June seems like a month where there is a lot coming out, but a lot of it's not personally for me. I do have Tokyo Mirage Sessions still pre-ordered, but I'm going to cancel that pre-order. Yeah,
Talk about it, people.
I'm just being honest with myself. It's a turn-based RPG. I'm just not really feeling how they've been rolling out this game and all the censorship stupid stuff that Nintendo's doing. So I'd rather just save my money, use it for Persona 5, because sure as hell that's not going to be censored.
Not much anyway.
So yeah, Mirror's Edge is really the only standout for me that month.
Right on.
And here comes a list from Vortex.
Oh boy, the list. Yeah, well, first off, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I've got the special edition of that pre-ordered. Thankfully, it comes out on the same day as my birthday, so most of that will be paid off thanks to family. Outside of that, on the 28th, I'm picking up Star Ocean. I'm so excited for that game. I'm a big fan of the third one in the series. Played a little bit of the fourth one, but I kind of picked it up a little bit later in the PS3 life cycle, so I never really got around to going through it. But everything I've seen from this new one has me so excited. The levels look beautiful, and just the way the developers have been talking about how they're making a traditional JRPG. They're not we've got to change up everything for the Western audience. They're no, we're doing it traditional because there is a market in the Western audience for traditional JRPGs, and that just makes me so happy. And other than that, I'm picking up Zero Time Dilemma as well on the same day for the Vita. I quite enjoyed the last game in the series, so quite looking forward to this one. And the new art style looks interesting. I'm not sure if I'm on board with it yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Now, that's the one that I'm actually picking up. As for what I'm interested in, well, Altair Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book, I'd like to pick that one up as well. Mirror's Edge, I'd love to get that one. Own Sphere, I'd love to get that one. I'd even like to pick up the Kirby game. That looks good.
No. Kirby Devil's Daughter.
Maybe I'll get Mighty Number 9 because, it's filled with awesome stuff that's awesome.
All right, let's just talk about that trailer now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's inject Aaron B's comment that he left on the mini-sode. Just to read it from Aaron B. Thanks again for the mini-sode. A topic I'd like to hear you tackle next is Mighty Number 9 trailer controversy, where it has a similar dislike ratio to the Infinite Warfare trailer. What do you think about their shot at anime fans in the trailer, where the announcer says, lonelier than an anime fan on prom night? Is it a good business strategy to open mock your target audience? No, it's not.
No.
And Aaron did continue on saying, and I say that because, A, I'm sure there's a lot of crossover between those that like anime and those who like video games, especially Japanese video games. You can't see me right now, but I'm raising my hand. And B, gamers are pretty much used to the exact same stereotypes as anime fans. Yeah. God, what on earth were Deep Silver thinking with that trailer? I mean, maybe I can kind of see where they're going. They kind of wanted to get on that, Blood Dragon or Kung Fury type style, but they completely missed the mark. God, that thing was horrible.
It was. I saw it, pretty much people going crazy on Twitter about it, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. This can't be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Probably people are overreacting, right? And I watched it, and I'm like,
mm-hmm.
This is just a terrible piece of marketing. First off, before we get into, the dialogue, the game just doesn't look that great.
No.
This is the design.
I've seen better PS1 games.
The design, the original, concept art for Mighty Number 9 looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the way the character looks, he looks like a cheap toy. Right? He just looks like one of those toys you get, out of, a 50-cent machine. It just looks cheap. And the trailer doesn't help because it just doesn't look good. And then getting into the dialogue and then taking shots at anime fans, that's dumb because there's a lot of crossover fans of the Mega Man franchise, which basically this is not Mega Man, but it is Mega Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
A continuation in a way of that franchise, but without the original IP. The original Mega Man, that is. It is a new IP. So yeah, it just seemed really stupid that, who thought this was a good idea? It seemed like a Call of Duty, trailer. Or something, the whole, not dissing Call of Duty, but something to the level of that, the whole bro shooter culture.
Yeah.
That type of thing. I could see them doing a trailer for a mass market shooter or something like that took shots at anime fans or whatever. But even then, they don't do nothing. Call of Duty doesn't do bad trailers like this. Sure, they have bad trailers every now and then, but not to this level.
Mm-hmm. I would even say that the Ghostbusters reboot trailer number 1 was better than this trailer.
Yeah, it was just it just completely turned me off from the game. I wasn't interested in it in the first place because I didn't want to support this. The Mighty Number 9 is such a mess up, a cluster.
Yeah.
Ever since they did the Kickstarter, they did the Kickstarter because they didn't want, to go to a publisher, or they couldn't find a publisher, whatever the hell they made up basically, because they ended up with Deep Silver as a publisher, and that they're distributing it in stores and all this stuff, and it's just weird. It's so full of BS, from everybody, from Inafune to Inti Creates to Deep Silver. it's like all mixed messages, like nobody's speaking to each other. Like Inafune came out and talked about the trailer, right, and said like he and Inti Creates, like, they don't agree with this, and they never went for his approval or whatever. And
Jesus.
like, who saw this and thought this was good? Like, even like the most like average fan will probably be like, what is this? Like, this doesn't get me excited. I don't understand. It's who are they trying to target? Right? Because this game is not a mass market game. Even if they got a publisher like Deep Silver to put it out, it's not gonna be massive. Let's be honest. This is a very niche thing. It's a 2D side-scrolling shooter platformer. Like, and it's not like if it's even Mega Man. If it said Mega Man on the box, hey, I could see some people picking it up just because it's Mega Man. But this is Mighty Number 9. Like, people are gonna be like, oh, this looks like Mega Man. That's what the common person is gonna say. Like, it just doesn't. It was just frustrating. Like, but hey, it just put me off even more. Now I'm definitely not buying this game ever. Like, I'm not supporting this. Like, it's just weird. Like, we've seen a lot of stuff come through Kickstarter that's just been baffling, like how they've handled things, and then it's just I don't know what's going on with this. Like, just get the game out there. I hope it's good for those people who are interested in it, but at this point, I'm like, whatever.
Totally agree with you.
That's where I'm at with it. Like, oh well.
All right. Well, yeah, that pretty much does wrap it up for the games of June. Sure, we missed some stuff. I mean, Primal, the PS2 games coming out on PS4 as well this week, and so many other stuff. So lots of great games in June. Let us know what you're going to be picking up. But with that, it's now time to move into the news. And Izzy, you've got some sad news for us to begin with. At least sad for some people, like our buddy Aberjam, who's probably crying in a corner still somewhere.
So basically, there was a rumor circulating around for a few days that No Man's Sky was being delayed out of its June release, and Sony has now confirmed it. Sean Murray took to the PlayStation blog and addressed the delay. It's going to be coming out in North America on August 9th, in Europe on August 10th, and in the UK on August 12th. So it seems like they're just doing it for more polished time, essentially. I was hoping that they would delay it to October and just announce the PlayStation VR version. But that's not happening. The game's coming out in August. Typically, August is a slow part of the year, regardless. So at least they didn't push it to September or later than that, because by then it would have just got overshadowed. But yeah, I've been all over the place with this game. Like, when they first showed it, I was like, oh, this looks great. It looks like something unique, something fresh. It's cool that it's coming from such a small team. Like, the last game they did was Joe Danger 2. Like, you wouldn't think they're the same studio who did this. And then I thought it was cool that Sony was pimping it. Like, they were like, here, this is our big game, even if it's coming out on PC. And they were giving it so much press time and stage time and all that.
Yeah.
But as time went on, and as we kept not seeing more of the game, and as we kept not hearing like a firm release date, like, I just stopped caring. Like, and I just started thinking, like, this game is way too ambitious. There's no way this game's gonna deliver. Because that initial trailer, it just like blew your mind, and like I still think there's no way, even with this polished time, the game is gonna deliver on the promise of that original trailer. Because I don't even know if there was a promise there, because we never saw like what you actually did the whole time. To me, it looks like just a massive Minecraft. Like, it just looks like you go from planet to planet. You gather resources, like that type of game. And I'm not really into Minecraft. Like, I don't know. Like, I know you're excited for it. I know, like you said, Aberjam is very excited for it. I do like how the game actually looks aesthetically, like the design, the art direction, and all that. But it just seems like so massive in scope that there's no way it's going to deliver, and it just seems like a game that's going to go on forever. Like I don't really feel like playing that, and now that it got bumped to August, I might have picked it up in June. I don't think I would have, but now that it got bumped to August, I just saw the latest trailer for Deus Ex, like the live action trailer that they put out, and I was like, whoa, this game just came like way on my radar now. Like before I was like, no, don't care, it's not on my radar. And Deus Ex, like that's probably gonna be my August game, because that is just like, it looks a lot more intriguing than this for me personally. But I'll kick it over to you. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm actually, well, we just went through the games of June, so I'm really happy this actually got pumped out of June and into August. I mean, if they need the extra time, sure, good. Like, just make sure the game is working fine before you put it out. Like, don't rush it. If they needed the extra 2 months, sure, take the time, develop the game. To the assholes out there that have been directing death threats to Hello Games and Sean Murray, fuck you guys. Like,
get a life, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a game delay. Worse things are going to happen in your life than that.
I saw that. I saw him post about that on Twitter, and I was like, I thought it was a joke at first, right? I thought, oh, he's just joking. Then I was like, no, this is the internet. Of course it's not a joke. It's ridiculous. Like, why would you send death threats to... Just the internet's getting outrageous. Like, just stop. Just stop. It isn't that serious. Like, the game got delayed 2 months. Like, it's going to be even better when it comes out.
Exactly. Delays are good, unless you're Watch Dogs.
Delays are good, unless you're Mighty Number 9. Should be out already. But, I like, I'm not here saying, like, oh, I hope it fails. Like, I just don't think it's going to meet expectations. But I've been wrong. Like, I talked about earlier. I talked about Doom. I thought it was going to be mediocre at best. And it surprised me. So, we'll see.
Yep. All right, it's time to move into our next news story. And if you're a fan of Dragon Quest like me, this is going to make you very, very happy. Because it has now been confirmed that Dragon Quest Builders is confirmed for North America on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. That's right, the Vita's getting its version over here too. Square Enix didn't forget about it this time. So this is awesome. I mean, when the blog post on the 27th went up, it was the 30th anniversary of Dragon Quest franchise, so this is just really cool. Like, years ago, we probably would not have seen this actually happening, but it's really, really awesome of Square Enix to be bringing this over here. Like, if you love Minecraft and you love the Dragon Quest series, this is going to be right up your alley, because it's basically a combination of the two of those. I'm definitely really excited, and the story of the game is a what-if story following the original Dragon Quest. So in this story, the realm has been destroyed because the hero from Dragon Quest 1, who was supposed to save the world by defeating the evil Dragon Lord, actually got tempted into accepting a sham deal with him, which plunges the land into darkness and despair, and the few survivors scattered around the world no longer understand the concept of creativity and live through scavenging what remains among ruins. So, yeah. I'm really pumped for this game. Like, everything I've seen has looked really, really cool. Are you looking forward to this in any way, Izzy?
No. Just being honest, I'm not a fan of the Dragon Quest franchise. I played Dragon Quest 9 on the DS, and I just played it because I wanted to understand. And I get it. It's a traditional JRPG. It's like a game series that's special to a lot of people. But I'm not a fan of Dragon Quest or Minecraft, so this is really out of my wheelhouse. But I'm happy we're getting it. This announcement kind of made me think, like, what happened to World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's like missing now.
Yeah, because that was announced. Like, I was just rewatching the game trailers, like, their reactions to E3 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And when they showed World of Final Fantasy, I'm like, wait, I thought that was going to be out by now, which is PS4 and Vita, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, that kind of went missing. And then this game, which is another Square game, kind of made me just think of that. It's just a random thought.
Yep. And I didn't even say it either. It's coming out in October. They don't have a specific date yet, but yeah. And
PSVR confirmed.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Yeah, personally, I'll probably pick up the Vita version. Hopefully, they do a boxed version. That'll be like a definite purchase there for me, and I'll probably buy the PS4 version digitally later on.
Okay.
Yeah, Dragon Quest builders, fucking sweet. Right. Support the Vita and buy the Vita version.
Vita Island. So yeah, the next news story we got here is the games with gold for the month of June. We don't talk a lot about Xbox, but here, Xbox fans,
we got some news for you because PlayStation hasn't announced theirs yet.
Not yet, and we're right around the corner as of this recording. But from June 1st to the 30th on Xbox One, you could pick up Goat Simulator.
Woo!
From June 16th to July 15th on Xbox One, you could pick up The Crew.
Woo!
From June 1st to the 15th on Xbox 360, you could pick up Super Meat Boy.
Woo!
And from June 16th to the 30th, you could pick up XCOM Enemy Unknown
Woo-hoo!
on Xbox 360. And those games are also now backwards compatible on Xbox One, as they said, all games moving forward. Which I think is even a fantastic value, to be honest, that they're doing this. But some good titles there. I know you're a big fan of XCOM, Goat Simulator, and Super Meat Boy. So
love them all.
Some good stuff. I haven't played any of these, so it's I guess a good month for me because I haven't tried out any of these. But yeah, some good stuff for you Xbox fans out there. I do own Super Meat Boy already, though, because I remember buying it on 360 like a long time ago in one of their sales, like holiday sales or something. I just never got around to playing it. But yeah, some good stuff. Interested to see what PlayStation has to show for their games, which have been really lacking as of late. But
yeah. This also reminds me, though, I need to pick up the Vita version of XCOM. Keep meaning to do that, but I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
And then I go and buy a kind of funny shirt, so I don't know if I can actually afford to do so again this month. Anyways, let's dive into our last news story here. Izzy's favorite game, Minecraft, has a new mode coming, and that's Battle. That's right. As written by Elena Pierce on IGN, Microsoft is adding new game modes to Minecraft console editions. So you're getting this on the One, the 360, the PS3, the PS4, the Vita, and the Wii U version, I'm assuming. So, and this is based on popular activities in the Minecraft community are already orchestrating themselves. The first of these mini-games is Battle, a Hunger Games-inspired game mode that focuses on fast-paced multiplayer with up to 8 players per battle. You're spawned in a rotation of 3 different maps, facing towards a little mountain of chests with a countdown timer letting you know when to run straight for them. Charge ahead as soon as the timer hits 0 and open the chest before other players do, and you'll be greeted with a bunch of randomized loot that will either help you take out other players or defend yourself against them. So this is really cool. I'm digging this. They're actually bringing more like game types into the world of Minecraft, which a lot of people, say, oh, Minecraft, what do you do in that? What's the gaming in that? So yeah, this is really cool, and they do go on to say here that Battle is the first minigame to make it to consoles and is set to have more maps available for $2.99 each. Though the minigame itself is a free update on Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U versions of Minecraft. More minigames will be added to Minecraft Console Edition in the future.
The game that will not die.
Keeps selling, man. It keeps selling.
It's just crazy. It's not for me.
I've been meaning to get back to the PS4 version because they did add more trophies into the game, so I'm gonna try and get those and get my 100% back up again on that version. And probably have to do the same on the PS3 version and the Vita version as well, which I still need to get the Platinum Trophy on the Vita version. Hopefully that's been patched now and I can finally unlock the 100 Days Trophy and then throw diamonds at somebody, maybe drag you into a game just to do that. So yeah, I'm personally excited for this. I think it's really cool. And that, folks, pretty much does it for the news this week. So it's time to dive into our topic of the week.
Top.
Oh my. And our topic this week, folks, rumors galore going on. We've talked about the PlayStation Neo before in the past to a great extent. We've talked about the NX2. God, lengthy discussions, and probably will be doing so again in the near future if more rumors keep flying out of the woodwork at us. But this week we're talking Xbox, because clearly we're experts on Xbox. Yeah. So the newest rumor out now is that a smaller Xbox is reportedly coming in 2016 with a more powerful, codenamed Scorpio, coming out in 2017, which just reminds me of that old Simpsons episode where Homer goes to work for that supervillain. So yeah, I don't have the article pulled up. I'm very
I got it pulled up myself.
Okay. Why don't you kick us off with it then, Izzy?
So basically, the two different models of the Xbox One. One's going to be a slim one, which will release later this year, which is not surprising. It's usually around the time they release, slimmer, cheaper Xboxes, consoles in general, I should say, around the 3 to 4 year mark. So, yeah, it's supposed to be coming out later this year. It's going to include a 2 terabyte hard drive, whereas the Scorpio one seems to be coming sometime in 2017, and it's going to be able to handle 4K resolutions because it's going to have a way better GPU. But still, this seems like a knee-jerk reaction to what's happening with the PS4 Neo, which seems to be confirmed pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
Also, with this new Scorpio, it seems that Microsoft is trying to partner with Oculus for the Scorpio model to be able to use Oculus Rift, and that's why they need this newer, more powerful model so it can run Oculus Rift. It just seems like Me Too, type of reaction.
Yeah. Given the stuff with Oculus recently, not sure if that's a good idea right now.
Yeah, it just, when I heard this, I was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, you're just doing the same thing. Like, newer console. It makes sense. It makes sense that they're going to do a slimmer unit because the Xbox One is god-awful, the size and the design and all that. Like, it takes up way too much space. But then releasing another new unit coming out next year, and now they're saying that's even more powerful than the PS4 Neo. Like, at this point, it's just getting, it's just starting to frustrate me. Like, all these different models of all these different consoles and, all these different versions of games, and no, these games are not going to run at 4K resolution, so I don't know why these rumors keep saying it.
Yeah.
Like I've said, which more stuff has come out recently about the PS4 Neo, that no, it doesn't run games at 4K. It runs Blu-rays and streaming at 4K, but not the games. And remember this discussion that we had months ago? I'm like, no way in hell are these games going to run at 4K. There's no point. TVs have 4K upscalers. built into the TV sets. So why would you waste all that manpower, resources in making a 4K version of the game? It's not going to look as good as a native 4K signal. Maybe that's why, but it has upscalers. Like, it's just frustrating. Like, I thought Xbox was going to come out in E3 and be like, hey, we're not doing none of this. Like, here's a smaller Xbox. It's cheaper, but we have a great lineup of games. We're not asking you to buy another system, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're not doing that. They're just doing the same thing Sony's doing.
Yeah.
And then they're doing the Scorpio model and doing the Oculus Rift partnership, allegedly, because, of course, PlayStation has the PlayStation VR. It just... I really don't know what Microsoft is doing right now. Like, they went from the PC gaming, like, they went from the Xbox One being the all-in-one entertainment device to being for the gamers, to being for the PC market, to now being back to the console market with a better... It's just so confusing. Like, their messaging is so confusing. It's all over the place. I've really been considering selling my Xbox One again because I'm not using it, but we're getting all these games like through backwards compatibility and games with gold and things like that. So it's kind of like, hey, I could play that, but I don't know. Like, you could just ditch the Xbox at this point and just put that money towards like a high-end PC, right? Like,
pretty much, yeah. Especially like in this article, it says there too that this is apparently part of the Project Helix strategy to unify Xbox and Windows. Like, developer sources told Kotaku Microsoft plans to release future games, including the likes of Halo, on both platforms. Like, if you're a diehard Halo fan, you have an Xbox just for Halo, well, you just need to buy a PC now. You'll be able to get it. And it'll probably run better and play better.
Oh my god.
It just hurts your head just thinking about, like...
Just thinking all these different models, and now that Nintendo NX, like... Like, I know some people are excited about this new direction that gaming's going. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like...
In a way right now?
Maybe we sound kind of hypocritical because... You remember we had that whole discussion where I basically talked myself into getting a PS4 Neo. But it's because the games are there. Like, you're not going to get Uncharted on the PC, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get God of War on the PC.
Bloodborne.
You're not going to get Bloodborne. You're not going to get the next Last of Us. You're not going to get Infamous. Like, you're not going to get all this stuff. Now, Xbox is just like, okay, everything that we had this platform for, you get it on PC. And it's going to look better, going to run better. Like, why own an Xbox One? I guess for people who can't afford a high-end PC, which that's a good point, because the Xbox One will be a lot cheaper than a high-end PC, and it'll be, the games will run, you know, they would be more optimized for the system. A lot better.
So looking at this now, it's like, if Nintendo comes out and, like, say they do away with gimmicks, which I doubt they will because it's Nintendo.
No,
they're going to have some gimmick up their sleeve. But if they came out with just like, here's a core games console which you play games on, and the games are going to be awesome. You don't have to worry about VR or how many teraflops that we got in this thing. Like, Nintendo will be like the prime system then, like.
I'm just, this is all confusing to me. Like, the industry's changing, and I don't know if I like this. And I know there's been a lot of people like complaining about like digital distribution and DLC and all this stuff, pre-orders and blah blah blah. That didn't really bother me, and we've talked about that before on Conversations of the Podcast. But stuff like this is starting to just be like, why? Like, why buy a system when it comes out? Why? Like, there's no reason. Like, at this point, what's the killer app for the Xbox One?
Yeah. There's like...
Crickets.
Really no reason.
Like, Rise.
Which is coming to PlayStation.
Well, it is?
Wait. Oh, wait. You're talking
No,
about...
I'm talking about Rise Son of Rome, the launch title, which came to PC.
Right, yeah.
Mediocre.
I think there were even rumors saying that they could have brought that over to PlayStation too, because they own that IP, so they could do whatever the fuck they want with it.
And then, let's see.
And, Titanfall 2 is coming to every system.
Titanfall's coming to PlayStation. Sunset Overdrive, probably the most unique thing on the platform. Killer Instinct, but that's also on PC.
Yeah.
Rare Replay, but that's a compilation of a bunch of old games.
Yeah.
Halo 5 was disappointing. Like, it seems like there isn't a standout for Xbox. Like, Quantum Break, I never finished it. Like, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is a system seller. Like, it just seems that Microsoft's in a weird place right now. Like, they're
definitely.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, we got Gears 4 at the end of the year. We got, like, the Sea of Thieves by Rare. Beyond that, I don't know much.
Yeah.
I'm just so confused. Like, right now, like, even talking about it, I'm just confused. I'm like, what is going on over there at Microsoft? Like,
it's going to be an interesting E3.
It is. Now, yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how their conference goes and, like, what they have for the end of the year. Like, what happened to stuff that went missing, like Scalebound got, pushed out of 2016. Which I don't really have confidence in now, especially the track record that Platinum's been on lately.
Yeah, hopefully it's done by a better team at Platinum.
But it's just really confusing, and I don't want to sound like a down. Like, I own Xbox One. Like, Xbox 360 was my main console last generation. I played all my third-party games on it, except for a few that had maybe some special features on PlayStation, like Mortal Kombat had Kratos, so I got it on PS3. But to be honest, when I look at it, the PS3 always had, the better exclusives as a whole. Like, Xbox had Gears, had Halo. That's about it for me. But PlayStation had, more variety in games and all that. And that's what it seems like this Generation 2 PlayStation has the variety there, like from Bloodborne to Uncharted to Until Dawn to Drive Club. Like, it's there, and you could probably say the same thing for PlayStation. Like, there's been mediocre games since the launch of the system. It really wasn't for me until Uncharted 4 that I was like, okay, this is a system seller. But I know, like, a lot of people, it was Bloodborne for them, and to be honest, I kind of want to go back to Bloodborne. I keep thinking about it.
It got its hooks in ya.
But it's just confusing. It's going to be an interesting E3. I really thought Microsoft was going to go in the opposite direction and do something, but I guess since their sales aren't doing well, they got to course correct or something. I don't know. But I don't know what's going on, so we'll see what happens.
Yep. Hopefully we get some, like, confirmation on these two new Xboxes at E3 this year. And yeah, that's going to wrap us up for our topic of the week. As far as questions and comments go, well, we answered Aaron's comment and question earlier. The only other comment that we got was from Lucius Silver on the mini episode. Thanks, man, for commenting. And his comment was, man, am I the one cursing you guys? I feel like every time I comment, you guys miss a week, which...
No, we'll be good moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, this week you made a comment, and we're back with a full episode, so you broke the curse if there was a curse.
Yeah.
So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for an episode. Aaron, Lucius, thanks for the comments again, guys. We really appreciate them. And Izzy, I'm going to throw it over to you to wrap us up here.
So yeah, thanks guys for listening to episode 39 of the Glitched Out Gaming Podcast. Let us know in the comment section down below. What have you guys been playing over the last few weeks? Any of your thoughts on any of the games coming out in June, what you're going to be picking up? Any of your thoughts on the news stories, No Man's Sky delay, Dragon Quest Builders, Games with Gold, the new Minecraft battle mode, What are your thoughts on the direction of Microsoft with the Xbox brand? For Lord X, I'm Izzy, aka Israel Pacheco 89, and we are glitching out.
Get ready for 2 episodes next week. One Monday, one Saturday. Bye.